The Geisel Library at UC San Diego is now hosting a website that contains pictures, videos, oral stories, and thousands of documents that tell the history of the National Farm Workers Movement. Joining me with more on the documentation project is UC San Diego librarian Brian Schottlander. Welcome.
Thank you, Peggy.
Brian, why is it significant for UC San Diego to host this digital archive?
Well, first and foremost, the archive documents a social movement that was very important not only in American history, but specifically in California history. Second of all, libraries like ours have been in the business of documenting and preserving the history of social movements like this and others.
And is San Diego kind of historically connected specifically to the UFW movement?
It is in the sense that San Diego has quite an activist Chicano community, many of whom were participants in the farm workers movement as well.
Well, I know the collection was originally compiled by UFW activists who actually worked with the union leader, Cesar Chavez. Specifically, what does this particular collection include? Because I know there's others.
It includes essays written by participants in the movement, some 250 of those, and oral histories of many of those individuals. Almost 15,000 photographs, 150 videos, including 10 documentary videos, a lot of music, a lot of art, more than 200 cartoons, pictures of buttons and posters and other associated ephemeral objects.
So it sounds very, very rich, and if you visit the website, it appears that you can access these pretty easily. What separates this archive, though, from the others at other universities or other sources of information?
The primary thing that separates this from other archives that document the labor movement is that this archive is really focused on the people of the movement rather than the organizations.
Okay, so could you give me an example? So we're going to get a more personal, maybe insight?
That's correct. So on a personal level, you'll see things like photographs of Cesar Chavez doing yoga. That's not something you're likely to see in other more institutionally oriented archives. And
that leads me to this idea that you could sort of, like a library, you can go in there and just sort of search and search forever. How about some little known facts that we might discover if we kind of search through these archives?
Well, you're absolutely right. The archive, which is available freely on the internet to anyone, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, has lots of little nuggets in it that you mightn't expect to find. I, for instance, did not know that the name of Cesar's two dogs were Boycott and Huelga.
Really? Boycott. That's
yeah.
Interesting. All right. How would you like to see this archive used, either by the public and or students or scholars?
Well, I would really hope to see it used in two ways. One, by scholars who are interested in the history either of labor movements or of Chicano activism. And then secondly, I really hope it's used by students in the community, whether high school or grade school, students who are studying about the Chicano community and the various activities that have taken place in that community.
And is there some sort of a grant or something that's going to keep this long-term, or is it now really officially part of UC San Diego?
It is now officially part of UC San Diego. We do expect that additional material will be acquired to complement this archive.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, these archives are a little bit like snowballs going down hills. They tend to pick up things as they're going down the hill, and so we fully expect to be contacted by individuals who have content that has been hiding in a closet of theirs that they now realize would be useful additions to an archive like this.
All right. Well, I want to let folks know they can access the Farm Workers Movement Document Archive by following a link on our website, kpbs.org. Brian Schottlander, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Peggy.